Interesting mural. We used to play with these when we were kids. Nothing unusual about these bricks. I've got too much weight on my shoulders already. Pretty standard bucket. Nope, it's got some wet paint on the handle. They look comfortable. Now that's a ferret face if I've ever seen one. That's a comfy looking sofa. They don't belong to me.
Good day. May I show you some of my glass items?
No, thank you. It's pretty hot in there. Your glasswares are pretty indeed, but it is information I see.
Information? This is not an information booth. You are not going to purchase anything. I suggest you move on.
He's so intense. I'm afraid all he'd talk about is coal. Just an ordinary window. Just an ordinary... I'm not sure I want to do business with this fellow. Good day to you, sir.
Anything I can get for you?
No, just browsing, thanks.
Browse away. I'll just stand here and stare at you until you buy something. No pressure.
Is that plaster you carry?
No, sir. Too heavy. Wouldn't want to hurt my back. Get it? You asked if I carry bags of plaster. I said they were too heavy. It's a joke.
Yes, quite humorous indeed. Let me rephrase my question. Can we get plaster here?
Try the pub. You can always get plaster there. Get it? It's a joke. You said you were looking to get...
I know what I said.
Okay, okay. I just love a good joke, you know. Can't pass up an opportunity to make a funny. Sure, I've got plaster. Got some great plaster. Fast drying, super hard, best on the market. Only cost you 15 credits a bag.
You again. 15 is still my offer. Take it or leave it.
It is a poor bargain at best, but one I am forced to accept. Very well, I accept your terms.
But Riff!
We have no more time for arguments, friend I. We must do what we must do.
There you are, young fox. Count it if you wish. Do come again, won't you? I look forward to our next transaction.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Well, have a good day.
Shopkeeper,
Well, if it isn't my friends with the passion for plaster, a special deal just for you. Buy the plaster and keep the bag it comes in. How about it?
we've decided to go ahead and purchase the bag of plaster.
And you have the 15 credits?
15 credits? Why so expensive?
Hey, this stuff isn't cheap, you know.
My good ferret, you and I both know that there is a significant profit margin in these building materials. Could you not make an exception and lower the price of one bag?
How much?
To perhaps 7 credits?
7 credits? 7 credits? Now that is the best joke I've heard in weeks. 7 credits!
Apparently, this ferret is not in a bargaining mood.
One bag of plaster coming right up.
There's nothing much plainer than a bag of plaster. Better save it for later. I shouldn't drink any of that water. That water is too muddy. Just your average garden variety bucket. Nothing like a cool drink. Nice, clear water. Looks good. Now to use it before it dries. Perfect. I hope we find the foot that matches this. This plaster is heavy. I hope we find the foot that matches this.
I hope your search has been useful. Don't give up. I am not interested in your bribes. I hope your search...
This is most foolish. We are the last people the king wants to see.
Talking to the king again will do us no good.
This strikes me as being most unwise. Walking into the enemy camp and risking capture ourselves is the last thing we need.
But information is the first thing we need, and this may be our only way to obtain it.
I still think this is pure folly.
Perhaps the elk is right. We should not disturb the poor king. He will be very angry.
Really, Ak? Surely you have nothing to fear. You are an honored Boer warrior, specially chosen for this mission by the captain of the Boer Guard. I should think you'd be expecting a hero's welcome.
This assignment is not an honor. It is a punishment.
What? A punishment? What was your offense?
I was on guard duty. A great celebration was going on inside, and a fellow guard managed to slip me a tankard of ale. Then another, and another. The next thing I remember, the captain of the guard was throwing a bucket of water in my face.
You got drunk and fell asleep on guard duty?
It happened over a year ago. Since then, whenever a disagreeable task comes along, it's given to me.
Then we will see to it that the success of this quest restores your honor. I really don't want to go in there, but I suppose I'll have to. Look like anyone I know?
Don't be staring at us, Max. Don't be staring at us, Max.
Excuse me, we have come to see...
Well, well, what have we here? If it isn't a fox and an elk. An elk!
So, were you able to find your way back by yourself, or did you get lost again?
Ha 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 ha!
Oh, please, Sergeant Ock, have mercy on me. Please don't make me go in front of the Boar King and plead my case.
But...
Please, don't make me go into his throne room. You are so strong and I am so weak. As much as I fear you, I fear the Boar King even more. Have mercy!
What are you...
Please, Sergeant Ock, do not drive us so hard. We have been walking many days to get here and are fatigued beyond words. We cannot keep up with you. Please, we must rest.
Rest? You want rest? I have no time for rest. You, Fox, get to the throne room. The king will enjoy watching you grovel. Now, you two, open the gate. Go ahead, Riff. Elks are not welcome, so I must remain here to protect Ia.
Oh, really?
It's a torch.
Your Majesty, presenting Riff of the Fox tribe.
Your Majesty, I have been falsely accused of the theft of the...
I know who you are, Riff of the Fox tribe. Please, I like to be addressed face to face.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I have come to ask your indulgence.
I said I like to be addressed face to face. You may address me here.
But, Your Majesty...
Address me here or leave! Those are your choices, Fox!
Your Majesty, I am deeply grateful for this audience. I believe you are holding my friend Reen hostage. And I have come to ask you for her release.
Hostage? We don't have any hostages here. We do, however, have a quite charming guest. Captain!
Riff!
Reen? Reen!
Be careful! Don't let them hurt you!
Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll get you out.
Reen, I'll be back. I will see that she is kept safe until either you fail or you do not return. Then, I give you my word that she will suffer mightily. Now go! You have ceased to amuse me. Leave while you still have your life.
But I will return to claim both my friend and my honor.
Well, why aren't you leaving?
Oh, I am. I am.
Oh, the poor fox. He's doomed, and he doesn't even know it.
Well, what have you learned?
Ugh, mud! How revolting! I may never get this mud out of my fur. What's this?
What is it?
It appears to be a ring with the crest of a wolf's head upon it.
Where did you get it?
It was stuck on my toe when I came out of the mud. What an odd design. The head of a wolf. What a great view this place has. Hello, sir. We've come to Forever Mountain in hope of peering into the wildlands, that we might have some sort of idea where we are going.
I am pleased to meet you. My name is Tycho Northpaw.
Perhaps you could tell us something about the wildlands.
I will tell you what I know of the wildlands. It is a place of great danger. It is also a place of great magnificence. There are hostile tribes, treacherous terrain, and roaming reptiles. It is also a land of great beauty and power.
It sounds like a truly wondrous place.
I could just as easily be describing the known lands.
But it sounds very different.
In some ways, the wildlands are very different from the known lands. In some ways, they are very similar.
Yes, the wildlands are a fascinating place, but there are some other things to discuss. You seem to have an excellent view up here. Have you had occasion to do much observation of the wildlands?
Indeed I have. In fact, I have made maps of part of them.
Indeed, most interesting.
I am both an astronomer and cartologist.
Cartologist?
A map maker.
Our new friend is a map maker. We'll be on our way.
Good luck to you.
Good day to you, sir.
Day it is. Good it is not.
We are in need of information.
What sort of information?
I am curious about the history of the rat tribe. What can you tell me?
I have no time for a history lesson. You should schedule an appointment with one of our historians.
Your historians?
That's right. We rats are one of the few tribes that can tell you about our history, for we've kept records since time immemorial.
Then you are one of the older races?
That's right. According to legend, we were the first race to be morphed. This may account for our copious record-keeping.
Do you have actual records of contact with the humans?
Ah, records of the humans. Those records are quite vague. They suggest that the humans kept our ancestors in cages while they bestowed the gift.
The gift?
That is what our people call the giving of self-awareness to morphs.
And what happened after you were given this gift?
Details are sketchy. Apparently, our ancestors worked with humans on a regular basis. In fact, they taught us their language and script.
Your ancestors served the humans?
Serve them? Of course not. We are not servants. We help them in their scientific experiments, on some level.
Then the rats and the humans must have been great allies.
Not so. Even though some humans worked with us, most of their race had great prejudice and fear toward us. They would drive us away or kill us if they could. Morphed and unmorphed alike, some had such hatred for us that they would hunt us down and set traps to catch us.
What did your people do?
What we had to do to survive. We segregated ourselves from man and built dwellings under the ground where we would be safe from those that would harm us. We continued that lifestyle even after the humans vanished.
And you believe these legends?
I believe all legends are part fact and part fiction. Which is which, only our ancestors knew for sure.
And your job is to watch this door?
It is not. I am no mere watchman. There are several of us who take turns watching the door. My main duty, however, is keeping track of our trade balance with other tribes.
What is your main form of exchange?
We deal mostly in information. Whatever skills we have come from our vast storehouse of written knowledge.
How did you get this job?
It is a trade that was passed down from my father and from his father before him.
You've been doing this a long time, then?
As long as I can remember. My father would bring me to this very room, even when I was very young, and teach me about this trade.
Do you enjoy this job?
Enjoy? Enjoy? What kind of question is that? It is my job. It is what I do for the good of my society. My personal enjoyment does not enter into it.
Tell us more about your society. Tell us about your people.
For one thing, we like to be left alone.
Really? Why is that?
Because we are usually too busy to make idle chit-chat. Therefore, our contact with other races is usually limited to what is necessary for trading.
But there were several rats at the puzzle tournament. In fact, it was a rat who beat me.
That's true. We seem to have a great skill for puzzle solving. So several of our younger members do enjoy getting out and dealing with other tribes at these events. It's just a phase, however, and usually doesn't last long. They soon return to the solitary lifestyle.
What do you do for fun?
Our pastimes are mostly intellectual games, puzzles, anagrams, the like. Physically, we enjoy foot races and hide and seek. Now, if you will excuse me, I must get back to my work.
You are indeed a most interesting race. We would like an audience with your leader.
An audience with our leader? An audience with our leader? Do you have an appointment?
We do not.
Then an audience is impossible.
Why?
Why? Because he only receives visitors from mid-morning until mid-afternoon every other day during the week, and from noon until dusk on the other two. On the day of Throne, he receives only invited guests from dusk until midnight, and on the day of Death, he receives no visitors whatsoever. Therefore, you will have to wait for your audience.
But, good sir, you do not understand. I have an idea to distract him. Play along. We'd like to make an appointment.
Very well, then. What is your name again?
My name is Riff of the Fox Tribe.
Riff of the Fox Tribe. And you are?
This is Who Are You of the Boar Tribe. And Yasser I Am of the Elk Tribe.
You are who?
No. Yasser I am.
No, who are you?
That's me.
You? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm the doorkeeper.
Who are you?
Just your basic cheese.
I said I'm...
Who are you?
Rat cloaks. And they look about my size.
I'm the doorkeeper. Who is he?
That's right.
It's sealed shut. I wonder what the word quarantine means. It's sealed shut. I mustn't talk to him.
You can take off that cloak now, young fox. You must have had a long journey. So tell me, how did you manage to get past the doorkeeper?
My friends and I provided him with a diversion.
Quite clever. But then I could tell you were clever at the puzzle tournament.
Aha, so that's where we have met before.
Yes. I am called Sister, and I was there to witness your defeat at the hands of Scory.
Scory was lucky.
Sometimes all that stands between a winner and a loser is a little bit of luck. Now then, why are you here?
My friends and I are investigating the disappearance of the Orb of Storms. We are at a loss as to where to start, and have heard that you know many things. Can you help us?
We have knowledge, but we are not clairvoyant. We must have clues, something to go on. Have you any clues?
I found what might be a clue.
Let me see it then.
I have made a plaster cast of a footprint found at the scene of the theft. Can you identify it?
It looks familiar. I will have to consult with some of my associates. At any rate, it will not be enough for a positive identification. What other clues have you? Ah, sour berries.
What, you recognize them?
Indeed I do. These are very rare and grow only in certain places.
Where? You must tell me.
This, together with the footprint, tells me all I need to know.
Who is it? You must tell me.
Not so fast. My knowledge does not come cheap.
But I have very little money.
Who mentioned money? It is information that I desire.
What is it you wish to know?
For weeks we have heard rumors of strange goings-on at the court of the Boar King. This has caused great consternation among my people, for we do not trust the boar.
That is a sentiment shared by most races.
I want you to go to the Boar King's court and see what you can find out.
But I was just there.
I find that hard to believe. Have you any proof?
I did find this ring at the bottom of his mud bath.
What were you doing in his...
Never mind. It's a long story.
Ah, this is good. This is very good. I mean, this is bad. Do you know what this ring means?
It has the head of a wolf on it, so I assume it belongs to a member of the wolf tribe.
It is more than that. This insignia is that of a wolf captain. That means there have been military meetings between the wolf and the boar.
How do you know the ring wasn't stolen? Or maybe the wolf captain lost it?
First, the wolf captain is constantly surrounded by guards. You cannot steal from him. Secondly, the ring cannot be lost because it is never taken off, except under very special circumstances, like the pledging of a very solemn troth.
What kind of troth?
It is that which fills me with fear. Whatever unholy alliance has been formed between the wolf and the boar, it can only mean trouble for the rest of the tribes. And I believe it all revolves around the missing orb.
Then it is all the more important you tell me what I need to know. The footprint and the sour berries, to whom do they belong?
The footprint belongs to a raccoon.
A raccoon?
A rather large male in his mid-30s, I'd say.
But raccoons are pretty rare in these parts.
This raccoon isn't from these parts. The sour berries only grow at very high altitudes. Most of the raccoons have settled on an island far to the north of the known lands. Whatever raccoon made this footprint obviously brought the berries with him from the north. It is there your answers lie.
Then I had best be on my way. Time grows short. Fare you well, friend Sist. Let us both hope my mission is successful.
Wait! Take this wolf's head ring with you. It may prove valuable. If nothing else, it may provide you with some capital in an emergency.
But this was to be your payment.
The information you brought me is payment enough. Now go, and may Hrone go with you.
Thank you, friend Sist. You sure have a lot of stuff in here. Rat cloaks, and they look about my size. I can get it when I leave. You sure have a lot of stuff in here. You sure have a...
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm the doorkeeper. Who are you?
Who are you?
I said I'm the doorkeeper. Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm the doorkeeper. Who is he?
That's right.
What?
That's my nickname.
What is?
Who?
You? What is your nickname?
No. Who is?
Do you know his name?
Yes, sir, I am.
You are what?
Who?
You? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm the doorkeeper. Once again, what is your name?
Yes, sir, I am.
You are who?
No, that's him.
Who is him?
That's right.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm the doorkeeper. Who are you?
Who are you?
I said I'm the doorkeeper. Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm the doorkeeper. Who is he?
That's right.
What?
That's my nickname.
What is?
Who?
You? What is your nickname?
It's late. I think we'd better go. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Hello, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you still here? Have you something else to ask me?
Perhaps you could tell us something about the wildlands.
Have you ever been to the wildlands yourself?
I have not. With my impaired sense of smell, I am at somewhat of a disadvantage in the wilds. I do, however, occasionally encounter a traveler who has been through the wildlands, and he will supply me with information.
Many fear the wildlands and say they are full of unspeakable dangers.
That is only fear of the unknown. If you make the unknown known, the fear has nowhere to take root.
Can you give us any suggestions for our journey?
Keep all of your senses on alert, especially your common sense. You will need them.
How much of the wildlands can be seen from this mountain?
That is hard to say. I cannot see as much as I used to when I had my light catcher. However, no one I have met has ever reached the other side and returned to tell their story.
Yes, the wildlands are a fascinating place, but there are some other things to discuss. Tell us about yourself. How did you come to live here on the edge of the wildlands?
I was born a member of the dog tribe and raised to be a hunter. However, that career was cut short. You see, I suffer from hay fever, which not only renders my sense of smell useless, but on the hunt, my sneezing had a tendency to alert the prey to our presence. I soon became quite a liability to the hunting party.
I'm terribly sorry. That must have been quite difficult for you.
Not really. True, the other members of the tribe soon ostracized me, but I was never much of a hunter anyway. My heart just wasn't in it. I was much more interested in the stars. I would lie on my back night after night and watch them into the early hours of the morning. I charted their progress across the sky and studied them until I knew each and every one by heart. So I decided to become an astronomer.
What led you to Forever Mountain?
The king of the dog tribe at the time, Rex, had no use for astronomy. He considered it a waste of time. All he cared about was the hunt. So after I was ostracized, I decided to find the highest mountain I could from which to gaze at the stars. And that was here, Forever Mountain.
What did you find when you first arrived here?
I found this building.
Just this building? Nothing more?
Oh yes, there were many other things.
What kind of things?
Instruments for seeing the stars. Light catchers, I call them. I believe they were actually left here by the humans before they ascended.
What makes you think they were left by humans?
The items I found are far beyond our own technology.
And you actually believe all of these humans ascended to the land of the clouds?
Actually, I believe the humans ascended to the moon.
What?
The image we see on the moon? That is actually the face of a human. I believe they carved it there so we would know that they are always looking down on us, watching us and caring for us. Someday they will return.
And when will that be?
When we are good enough, when we have learned enough, when we have stopped fighting amongst ourselves and learned to live in peace. Only then will we be worthy.
I find that hard to believe.
Then what do you believe in, my young friend?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Ah.
That's all very interesting, of course, but there are a few other things we'd like to discuss. How did you come to make these maps?
From my vantage point here on the mountain, I would look through my light catcher to the wild lands below. I saw the hills and the valleys. If I saw an area of thick vegetation, I knew there must be water nearby. If it was a round, contained area, it was a lake. If it was a long, extended area, it was a river or stream. If at night I saw a fire, I assumed it must either be a campfire or a village. The size of the fire and the consistency of its occurrence told me which.
You mentioned something called a light catcher. What is that?
Ah, my light catcher. It is an instrument I found in this house. It makes objects that are far away seem close at hand. It makes the stars seem so close you could reach up and touch them. It makes the moon look as if it were right next door.
What a wonderful apparatus. May we see it?
I will show it to you, but I'm afraid the instrument itself is broken. About 8 moons ago, I had it on my desk. A strong wind blew through my window, blowing papers to the floor and taking my light catcher with it. Part of it shattered, and it has not worked since. It still pains me to think about it.
What part broke?
This small, round, clear part. It cracked in half.
And you've been unable to repair it?
I'm afraid so.
That is most unfortunate. Such an instrument would help us greatly on our quest. There are a few other things we'd like to discuss.
Go on.
Would you trade the map for a repaired light catcher?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I know who can repair the piece from your light catcher. If you allow us to use your map to go into the wildlands, I will see to it that your light catcher is repaired. Do we have a bargain?
I will make you a counter-proposal. While you are getting the piece from my light catcher repaired, I will make you a duplicate of my map. It will be ready by the time you return. Fair enough?
Fair enough. If you wrap the piece of the light catcher so it may be transported safely, we shall be on our way.
My friends, the broken piece is now in your care.
We'll be on our way.
Good luck to you.
What odd pieces of glass.
Good day. May I show you some of my glass items?
No, thank you. Actually, I have a glass item to show you. We need to have this repaired or have a duplicate made. Can you do it?
These are most unusual. From whence did these pieces come?
An instrument called a light catcher.
This is new to me. To construct a piece to these exact specifications is beyond my skill.
Then we are doomed.
Not so fast. Let us go to the lodge. We can ask Sokka. If she cannot help us, perhaps she will consult the one who knows all.
What is this lodge you speak of?
The lodge is our gathering place. It is the place where we share information and ideas of how to build things better.
How many are there of you at this lodge?
Sometimes 20, sometimes 30.
23.
We gather there every day before sundown. In fact, the meeting should be starting very shortly.
Who is Sokka?
Sokka is our chief builder and the head of our association.
And she will know how to repair the glass?
If she doesn't, she will have the best chance of finding someone or something who can.
Who is the one who knows all?
The one who knows all speaks to us. He tells us how to build things and answers our questions. However, we do not understand most of what he says.
Where can we find him?
The one who knows all is not in the body. He speaks to us through unit.
Please go on.
Perhaps I've said too much already. I would prefer to let Saka explain.
Then we shall most gratefully meet with you and the others at the lodge. He's so intense. Excuse me.
Yes?
What village is this?
This...
Well, thank you for your time.
See you later.
Just regular glad. Just an ordinary. He's so intense. I'm afraid all. Shopkeeper.
Well, if it isn't my friends with the passion for plaster. Anything more I can do for you?
Nothing. Just browsing, thanks.
What are you looking at?
And since there is a large head and a small head on the same hammer, you won't have to carry as many tools.
Friends, may I have your attention? These travelers have come to us with a most perplexing problem.
Indeed. How may we be of help?
I am in possession of a most unusual piece of glass. However, it is broken, and I must either get it repaired or have a new one made.
This piece of glass is warped. I cannot clearly see through it.
It is part of a wondrous apparatus called a light catcher. It makes objects that are far away look very near.
That is quite amazing.
Perhaps you could consult the one who knows all.
What do you know of the one who knows all?
Only that you turn to him when all else fails. Please, can you not consult him now? It is a matter of life and death.
Very well. We will show the glass to Unit and...
Wait! Only a member of our guild may speak with the one.
Then he shall be an honorary member.
The rest of us had to pass a test to prove our worthiness. Tradition must be upheld.
Yes, I say we give him our test.
That's right. Even a mere honorary member must pass our test. Test! Test! Test!
What is this test you speak of?
It is a test of your cleverness. If you pass, I will consult on your behalf. If you fail, you must look elsewhere for your solution. This is based on an ancient drawing made by the humans. You must arrange the pieces in their proper place within the frame. Each piece must fit perfectly. They cannot overlap. Do this, and you will prove your worth.
Then bring on your test.
Very well. Bring on the tanagram.
Fox, would you like a hint?
Would you like some help?
Hey, you're not supposed to help the applicants. I grant you honorary membership in the ancient and honorable order of tinkerers, fabricators, and...
All right, let's get on with it.
Here is Unit. Have you ever seen such a marvel?
I cannot be sure, but I believe that is an orb.
Could it be the Orb of Storms?
Not if they've had it as long as they say they have. It must be another orb.
We sometimes refer to it as the Orb of Hands.
This little ball knows everything?
If we ask the question properly, he will give us answers. Oh, one who knows all, we need your help. These travelers have come many miles to ask you a question. Speak to them and give them the benefit of your vast knowledge.
Unit functioning. Input query.
What?
That means you may ask your question.
Oh, one who knows all, I bow to you.
Correct.
What?
Bending of torso at waist and lowering until perpendicular with standing surface, returning to original position, correctly identified as bow.
I told you we don't always understand him.
We were wondering if you could identify these.
Composition of object. Amorphous inorganic mixture of silicates formed by a fusion of silica and oxides of boron, with potassium as a flux and lime as a stabilizer.
But what does it do?
Objects do nothing. They are inanimate.
Can you tell us how to make another?
State origin of glass.
It is part of an instrument called a light catcher.
Term light catcher unknown. Further information required.
It brings things far away, near.
Insufficient information.
It goes inside of a tube.
Insufficient information.
What more information does Little Ball need?
Unit requires proper identification of glass apparatus, or alternate name for instrument of origin.
All I know is it's from a light catcher.
There is no reference in memory files to the term light catcher.
So much for the one who knows all.
Perhaps light catcher is not the proper name.
You could be right. If the apparatus is as old as you say it is, the one may know it by a different name.
Then there must be a record of it.
Those records would be ancient. Where would they be?
If anyone has records going back that far, it would be the rats.
Can you tell us how to
La
make
base de
another?
datos de virus ha sido actualizada.
Perhaps light...
You could be right. If the...
Then there must be a
Those records...
If anyone has records...